We're live. I'm gonna delete these videos because I don't need them. And go. New game. Oh. So complex task from a distance. So that would be interesting. I kind of do like the drone idea. Hmm. I kind of like the drone. So the downside is this has a high strength of will, but a low awareness. This one has a higher interface level, but a lower endurance. This one has higher engineer, but bad engagement. Interesting. So they're not good at approaching head on. Ugh. I might need to turn off this. Hold on. Preview. Off. Okay, that's much better. Now I can actually talk without hearing myself. So, this one has a problem with approaching problems head on, so not very good in tense situations, probably. He needs time to plan things out. He's got a very low will, because he doesn't directly engage a lot, so that makes sense. And this guy has to engage a lot, so obviously he has a high will and endurance. Oh, that's a hard choice. Efficient. Random scrap item. Cryo on interface actions. Kind of like that. Energy recovery at home. Wait, energy recovery? Oh crap. Hmm. This is the default, and it's kind of interesting to me. So I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm not streaming Star Citizen anymore. Why does it say I'm streaming Star Citizen? I'm not. What is it? Not update properly. Oh, it is. Okay, it did. So what is my first thing? First thing you will become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting, minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Let me make sure that my audio is synced properly here. 7.5. Oh my god. Really? Let me tap. Well, I'm trying to adjust the volume, but it's not letting me move the marker. Oh, one. Move it one. I don't know what this thing is doing. Anyway, I'll leave it there. That's fine. Okay, so between wanting to act and acting, minor and almost imperceptible but always present. It's at worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. I kind of need to think of that body. A leap into cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound. The friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from another. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful that the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and a retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. Emergency mode pain is delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited, and once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much, much worse. It was at least a simple plan. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away into chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, some never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be in that grim, heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached your destination. And that's all there is now. It's been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of your damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Okay. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Ooh. Then light, as white as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication... Oh, you are out. Okay. It moved, so my brain thought I needed to start over from the top, but no. Okay, so I'm here, I assume. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You're slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Got no items. Crypto. Oh. Cryo. It's a cryptocurrency. Oh, okay. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships. Some corroded beyond recognition, others carrying glassy wounds along their edges, where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, are you all thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside-outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Drago's come into focus, shrouded in a makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes mark of a drone operator. On his wait, he's a drone operator? I thought I was a drone operator. He looks more like the engineer, but anyway. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones on its perches, irising eye locking you in an unflinching stare. The last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. You plan to survive. You weren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back to your old body. That's theirs now, and you are just software. Rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. Ooh. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you patted the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you felt. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least that last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Essenwarp wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. Built-in dependence on regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate it from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the racks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay, what I need to do is, fix this. Hold on. I don't know if I adjust it here, will it? Oh, but that'll mess up the recording. Okay, what was I setting this to 0? Let's go back to 0. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to Erland's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles during which you can talk to other characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. It's an empty container location to rest and end the cycle for now. Okay. Okay, so what I was gonna do is switch this to windowed, or not windowed mode, borderless window. You wake up curled in a corner of the container and you begin to slowly assemble the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar close against the cold. Here you are in this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know, after all. This, what matters? Building a life. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself out here, maybe on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. Before you can build anything, you need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. A mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of desiccated powder. Okay. Well, that's what I've got. I've got no money. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them on into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay, so these dice, your condition represents the state of your artificial body. It depletes one segment each cycle, but it can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. Your condition bar empties. You will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Okay, so this is your condition up at the top. Okay, so at the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Okay, so I'll have less chances to do things as I get worse. That makes sense. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate. Dang! So, if I start starving, this doubles. Wow. That's gonna hurt. Okay. So, what I want to do is options. Oh. Wait, I don't have... Oh, that's not good. Okay, complete the tutorial. Alright, so we have dice. Okay, so I can use these dice to do actions. Dragos stood in the corridor when you closed up the container. He's still wearing his headset. In the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it's implanted. Oh. Wait, I don't see it. Oh, this headset. Eyes. Not like headset, like earphones. But no, it's the eye thing. A drone sits on his shoulder, its catch of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You'll notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. Are you well enough to work? Work? Oh, crap. I'll be honest, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of the container of the goodness of my heart. He looks away. The yard is simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something a bit more value. But most of what comes is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor, and obviously I can slip a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. These, he pulls out a handful of metal bars, air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffed them back in a pocket. So he shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I usually wouldn't do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and Sleeper as well. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Why? I'm curious. Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe cryo to a client here or there. Look, just come down to the yard when you are feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. He nods distractedly. He turns and walks away, his drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay, shipyard, that's about all I can do. Okay. View character. Integrating cryo on interface actions. Okay, so I can change my 2 upgrade points. 0 upgrade points. Okay. Hold dissection, even the rustiest strikes. Okay, cutting carefully and skillfully. Wouldn't take some time to cut ways to salvage, but you're no strangers, you're hard labor. Okay, so I kind of want the really good endure -1. Since this is risky, I kind of want the good die. Energy loss, okay. Safe. No loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Negative, oh man, so danger is very dangerous because cryo is, condition is extremely limited in this game. So, modifier, engineer. Okay, so yeah, I gotta be really careful if I see anything dangerous. Oh, negative outcome. I lost some energy. Well, then let's do the really good one.